Gillis, and this is my final project. Um, I started with the concepts. So for my 5 concepts, I did reducing defensiveness can occur by sending supportive rather than defense-provoking messages. So for this, I thought this was interesting because when you're communicating with someone and you're just speaking defensively and not supporting one another, then this is like going to not send good communication. Hi, I'm Taylor Gillis, and I did my project. Hi, I'm Taylor Gillis, and this is my final project. The 5 concepts I did, the first one was reducing defensiveness can occur by sending supportive rather than defense-provoking messages. I thought this was interesting because when you're communicating with someone and you're very defensive with everything you're answering, it's not good communication. And so if you're supportive with the things you're saying instead of just taking what they're saying and getting defensive about it, then this is way more effective. Reality is constructed. Invitational communication welcomes others to see your point of view. This is very important because if you're talking to someone and you give them the feeling that they're wanted in the conversation and that you want to hear their feedback, then this is like going to help you in your communication. The standpoint theory and how social influences are described. Mismatch perception can interfere with communication. This is something I learned in this class because I never thought about how other people are thinking about one thing. People can have different perceptions of it, and if this perception isn't cleared up and understood by both parties, then it can be very hazy. First idea I did was the self. I learned a lot about the self-concept, self-esteem, the social self, self-knowledge. I learned a lot about self-esteem, and this can affect communication a lot because if someone has bad self-esteem, they aren't going to take criticism well, and these things are valuable when communicating with people. Idea 2, empathy and ethics. This is a heart and the brain because empathy is something that a lot of people don't have, but a lot of people do have more than others. And I think that this is something very important because you need to understand where someone else is coming from and how they're feeling. But ethics in this can be different for everyone. Some people are raised differently, so their ethics can be varied. Communication, social media. We did a lot about social media, and I think that social media is not where I should communicate all the time because everything can get flipped and twisted in a different way because you never know what someone is saying, and putting very personal stuff out there on social media through like self-disclosure is not the best idea. Idea 4, communication climate. So effective communication, it says on this picture, listening, talking, understanding. I really liked the lesson on communication climate because I'm a firm believer in when you're talking to someone, I think that they should really grasp what you're saying and understand it before they respond, because then it's just 2 people talking to talk and it's not effective. Idea 5, relational maintenance. I learned a lot of steps to help relationships and how some relationships can have effective communication if they think that there's nothing they can do about it. There are steps you can take. Some self-assessments I did. The Johari window, I like this one because it kind of showed me some things about myself I didn't really think. I tested for this, and it says I was an open book, which I kind of agree now that I did the assignment, because I'm very honest with people and I kind of want them to feel comfortable, so I'm really open with them so that they feel comfortable being open with me. The social media assignment, that was about saying what apps I use and journaling that. I think I used too much, and this made me aware of it. The empathy quotient, I took this test or this assignment. I realized that I'm a very empathetic person. I kind of knew that, so that wasn't that surprising. Online and offline self-disclosure. Offline, I self-disclose, but online I prefer not to, because I think there's some things that aren't appropriate. Forgiveness granting strategies. To forgive people, I like to use nonverbal messages. I like to hug, and I like smiling at people, nodding my head, eye contact. I like doing things like that to make them feel forgiven, that like I'm showing them instead of saying, oh, it's okay. I want them to know, and that's something I do for forgiveness. But yeah, that's it. I've learned a lot from this class, and yeah, thank you.